Another 3 points up for grabs today. Can Town get those points to get us out of the relegation zone? Come on.
Like frost nipping at your nose, so I'm offering this simple phrase. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas.
So welcome back, guys. So today another 3 points up to grabs. It's going to be a difficult one compared to last week. Wigan were a beatable side, but today we've got Sheffield United, a side that are in good stead, a side that beat us twice last season. Can Town actually get some points on the table against Sheffield United? Here with Will and Jack again from last week. Obviously good omens because we got the 3 points in the end, boys. So what are we thinking today? Obviously a bigger task.
Bigger task today. Sheffield United, a good side, third in the league. Although they've had a bit of a rough run of form recently, they've got only 2 wins in the last 5 or something like that. So, you know, there's definitely potential for us to get something, especially with Sears in very good form at the moment, the best form we've probably seen him in a long time. So there's definitely goals to be scored against them.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree with that. Sears coming into form. Can we see any other players having a big impact today?
Yeah, definitely. I think Dean Gherkin, I think he was on form last week. Yeah. Some of the saves he pulled off, I mean that free kick save he made like last 5 minutes of the game was definitely a big impact. Match, yeah. Also John Nolan, I thought he had a good game last week. So
probably his best game in Ipswich shirt.
Yeah, definitely. I mean Birmingham he played well. He obviously got that goal, but I think now he's back in playing form, I think he could do a good job for us.
Hold on. Completely unaware. Yeah, sorry, that's taken me off a bit. Results-wise then, boys, what do you reckon today?
I reckon there is, I mean, anything obviously we take from this game is a bonus. Us bottom of the league, them up in third, fight for playoff positions. But I reckon with Sears in such good form and them kind of struggling a bit, although no one would say we're in great form, I reckon we could squeeze, like I'll predict a 2-1.
2-1? What are we going for, Jack?
I'm definitely going for a 2-1 as well.
2-1.
Yeah.
That's pretty optimistic for me. Be honest, I think Sheffield, without being too bad, I think Sheffield United are a good side. I think they've had a dip in form. They've won 2 consecutive games away from home, but they always lose that third one. Could that be could that be us today? Could we actually get another win today? I'm very hopeful. But let's see. We don't know the teams at the moment. We don't know what kind of game it's going to be, but we've got lovely weather and it's Christmas, so let's get the 3 points. Come on. Right, I'm here with Rowan, Sheffield United fan. Rowan, how do you think Sheffield United are doing this season?
They've started off quite badly, then they improved a lot, but recently they've been pretty terrible.
Yeah, I noticed results have dipped down recently, but probably similar to a situation that we were in a few seasons ago. We were up there in the bouts, probably with a squad that we didn't think could to go further than the playoffs. Do you think you could reach the Premier League this season?
If we get money in January, because we're on near to no funding at all with our owners. They're having a bit of a conflict at the moment and we're not getting any funding at all.
Do you think Wilder's not getting enough money in the right places?
No, he's not at all.
So in that context, obviously we had a player leave us this summer on a free to go to Sheffield United, and that's David McGoldrick. How do you think he's doing this season?
He's doing quite well, but in front of goal he can't shoot very well, but his ball control is very good and he's important in the team.
Brilliant. So lastly, what do you reckon the score's going to be today?
2-0 United.
Oh, good luck, mate.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep, so I'm here with Don. Don, what do we reckon, mate? Can we continue our form into today's game?
Well, it'd be good to see a win today, of course, but I'm a bit concerned about the fact we can win back-to-back games. And looking at this calendar year, 2018, we've only won 3 games at Portman Road, which for any club standards is pretty poor, really. So a bit worried about that, really, to be fair.
Yeah, of course, the stat is that the last time we won back-to-back games at Portman Road, essentially, was 2017, and it's a year gone, nearly 2 years now. Do you think we've got enough in our tank today to actually beat Sheffield United, though?
I think it'd be a tough game today. I'd be realistically, I think the best I could do is a draw. I can't really see us winning today. I hope I'm wrong. I really love to be proved wrong, but I just feel that they're going to be a little bit too strong for us again today.
Yeah, completely agree. Cheers for that, Dom.
Yeah, so
right, I'm here with the original Colonel Kentucky, all the way from Leeds. You all right, Dad?
I'm all right, mate.
Yeah, what do you reckon today?
2-1 Town.
Do you reckon we got enough to beat Sheffield United then?
Yeah, Sheffield United had a couple of defeats lately, both at home. But I think they're on a bit of a low confidence thing. And I think Town are on a high confidence thing.
Yeah.
Make a big difference. Definitely 2-1 Town.
2-1. And do you think David McGoldrick might come back to haunt Ipswich today?
Nah. The bloke would just trip over his own bootlaces, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's they'll still be pensioning him off anyway. No.
Well, it's due an injury sometime this week, so.
Yeah, well, let's hope it happened today then.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Mate.
Right, so I'm here with Stephen, and Stephen, you're Stephen Lancaster, dad of Jack. Jack's obviously emerged this season as one of our top prospects. He played really well recently. What does that mean for you personally? Let's start.
Yeah, well, really proud, to be honest. He's a good lad, first and foremost. He's been with Ipswich, I think, as some of the press have said recently, since he was 6 or 7. So, but just excited for him, excited for a lot of youngsters that are playing at Ipswich at the moment. But him in particular, he's loving it, really. I mean, he's living the boyhood dream, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
His boyhood side, and now playing for them at Portman Road. Brilliant.
And obviously, as an Ipswich fan, that's probably one of the best things you could ever do is to step out onto that pitch. And then obviously for you, as an Ipswich fan, to see your son play for that team, how does that make you feel?
Well, great. I mean, I can remember, I was just saying to you earlier, off record sort of thing, about used to come to Churchman's, late 70s to about 85 with my dad, he was around with Ipswich in the late 60s as an amateur, so it's a great thing really for the family to be involved, and then Jack ultimately to be playing at Portman Road at 18 is just unbelievable. Really.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's burst onto the scene recently, and he's been playing really well. And obviously he's not starting today, but he has started last 4 games, is it?
Yeah, well, he started the last 3. I think he's been involved in about the last 7, and certainly on the bench and that for quite a few now. No, I think that's fair. There's a great squad they've got at the moment. I think Gwion Edwards has been great help for Jack as well. I think he's come in today in his position. The side is really, flourishing, I think, under Paul Lambert, and they're all going to have a chance. They've got 4 games in 11 days. Even for an 18-year-old, that's really hard, but even for the rest of the team,
Exactly. And it's got a lot of old heads to learn off there, and a lot of experience. Obviously, you've got Chambers, you've got Scouse, you've got those kind of players. Is that good for Jack, do you think?
Well, I think it's brilliant. I mean, Jack has a lot to do with Scouse, and in particular Chambers. He lives with Luke, and he lives in his annex. And there's a few of the lads, Flynn as well. So
he runs a hotel, don't he?
It's not a hotel. No, I have been there. He's got a nice house himself, and then sort of right next door to it, there is where the boys live. And I picked him up there from today. No, I mean, it's fantastic to have someone like Chambers, sort of almost like mentoring. But I think it's important to say is that also he's had some great coaches as well for Ipswich. I mean, Alan Lee has been brilliant for Jack. In the last 2 years as an under-18 coach. Especially playing up front where Jack's sort of normal position has been until recent times, and then Jamie Scowcroft previously to that, Liam Manning, some really good coaches Jack's had over the years. Yeah.
Brilliant. So in terms of results today, what do you think Town can do?
I think they can win. I mean, you saw the atmosphere at the end of the last game. It probably was certainly what I've seen in the last few games, that was probably one of the worst they've played. But I mean, the tenacity and the drive that they showed to win in conditions that were terrible, weren't they, this year? To win 1-0, you don't know what's around the corner, but they've got a good side. People have got to believe in it. I think the manager is brilliant. I mean, he's been brilliant for Jack, but I think they've got a good chance. Yeah.
Okay. So results-wise,
2-0.
2-0. Brilliant. Cheers for that, Stephen.
Come on! La, la, la. Come on, defender! Drive! Go on, son! Hey!
Cheers, look.
Come on! Come on, Ipswich! Get it out, Chase. Come on, Andre, I should say. Yeah.
Mark, what do you reckon of that first half?
Awesome, Bas. Great first half. What a quality finish. Unbelievable. I don't know where that came from.
So Ellis Harrison's just scored to put us 1-0 up at half time.
At the end of the day, we've got to hold on to it, keep defending, keep the ball up the other end, keep it away from our goal. Just see it out, really. I don't know if we can do, but let's hope so. We've got to see it out. We need 3 points today, and there's no reason why we shouldn't get them.
Desperately need those 3 points, and Sheffield United are a good side though, aren't they?
They're a quality side. They've got good players. I mean, Goldrick's still showing how good he is. I mean, you realise how good he was when he was down here. But at the end of the day, that's all about us now. We need these 3 points today. We've got to carry on winning. You know, get the games, get the goals, and just carry on. We've got to keep climbing the drive somehow, climb the fucking table.
Can we get out of that relegation zone?
To keep winning. It's the only answer. We have to win.
Keep winning. Cheers, mate.
Let's get that chance. Come on.
Did he kick him?
I don't know, I didn't see that. I didn't see him go down.
It's a blue, it's a blue, all number is a blue, PA stories.
Right, 1-1 final score. What do you make of that, Dino?
Well, I think United were a better side, obviously you can see that, but we dug in, showed a lot of courage, commitment, and you know, I think a little bounce here or there, we could have snuck a winner, but you know, I think a draw was probably, I think we're happy with a draw at the end of the day, because I think they had most of the play and they were the better side, but a lot of commitment and courage from the boys, and that's all you can ask for.
Completely agree. I'd probably go as far as saying that's probably the best side we've seen at Portman Road this season. Would you say that?
Yeah, they've got some good players. They ain't spent a lot of money, but I think they've got some great, you know, they're a real good team. They knock it about well, and they're how we want to be in a few years' time, I think. Great side, but we show a lot of courage and commitment. We kept battling right to the end, and I'll take a draw today.
Yeah, so would you say that's a point we've won there? We've done really well to get that point?
Definitely against a side like Sheffield United. They're a good side, Ash, I think, mate. So, you know, what's the next one? QPR on Boxing Day. Yeah. We'll take a point. We want 3 points. I said we've got to win every home game, but if we get a point against a side like United, then go to QPR, we can get 3 points. Millwall at home as well on New Year's Day. I think we've still got a chance. So, yeah, keep the faith, boys. Believe. I think we'll, you know, just got to believe.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, Lambert's really done a great job. He's galvanised the football club. We're all behind him, and we're just, you know, hopefully the journey will at the end of the day, we're going to stay up.
Yeah, we are going to stay up, and obviously we've got QPR, our next game on Boxing Day. But until then, everyone have a Merry Christmas, and come on, you Blues.
Blue Army.